Yo, Chitty, what's going on, my man? Let me make sure you can hear me and get myself on the screen. Yeah, I see it. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing today? We've got some more Elminster testing to do. We couldn't do it for the last few days because we had to wait till this date to do that. And then the event should start on the main server here. Once we're done with this Vortex boss, we'll go see how far away it is. Because I think it's going to start in a day or two, right? I don't think it's starting just yet. Is that correct? You know, I haven't been paying attention on my main account because now we have the test server to play around with. You're doing well. Good to hear that. I slept for 9 hours last night. I'm not a big person to sleep in, not at all. But since I've been sick, I was able to do 9 hours. I couldn't believe it. I can barely usually get, I want to get around 7 hours, 7.5. I would love to get 8 hours every day because I'm not really pressed to do anything, but my body just won't let me. I wake up. I can't go back to sleep. Unfortunately, I wish. I try, but I can't. So 2 days left till the event. Okay. So they're letting us do stuff with it now, a few days ahead of time, which is pretty cool. Because before they didn't want all the content creators to do Elminster stuff that early. They wanted us to hold off until today. Still, 2 days early is pretty good. By the time that people are able to do the event, they'll probably know all about it. And it's pretty easy, right? From the stream we had a couple days ago, it's pretty easy for anybody free to play to be able to get the 8 million we need on the boss. Now, whether that's going to give us all the tokens we need to be able to get Elminster or the artifact, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have enough. And I don't have volume on. Like, there's no game volume on right now, right? Yeah, I don't hear anything. Yeah, I think I've got it off. We'll turn it on when we go over. When we go over to the test server, we'll turn it on. And then we'll look at Elminster. We'll look at some other team comps to be able to beat the boss that we have to fight every single day. And then we'll do a little calculation to see how many. Let me break out the calculator here. How many tokens we're actually going to get. 56 from just the daily easy events they give us. Like the daily battles we have to do, we have 7 of those. We get 8 tokens each. 56 there. But that's nowhere near the 240 we need to get either Elminster or the artifact. I think it's 240 total. And then daily, I need to see what we get for daily. Like when we do that 8 million a day, how many do we get for that? So we're going to have to do some summons. I mean, anybody's going to have to do some summons, but I don't think you're going to have to do a lot of summons, especially if you're decently lucky. Not lucky in that 0.5%, but lucky as in just getting a few plus 30s whenever you do a 5 roll. Plus there's some decent, there's Furbath in there that we saw. Thea and Furbath as far as epics go. You bet it's like 5 a day. And it goes for, 56 plus 5 a day. 5 a day for 14 days. I think it's 14 days. That's 70 plus 56. That's only 126. Then for every 5 roll, you normally get about, 30? I don't know. Swifter, what's up, man? Thanks so much for the sub. Appreciate the love. Sub for 4 months now. Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you enjoying the game? Swifter, weren't you coming into the other game we were playing? Or were you coming back into Dragonheir? Yo, Blood Sample, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I made it, buddy. I made it before you went to bed, right? Before it got too late. Yeah, I was just telling everybody else, Chitty, that I slept for 9 hours, which I normally never do. But since I haven't been feeling well, I was able to get 9 hours in. My body just won't let me. My body won't let me sleep in. Even if I want to sleep in days, it just won't let me. I wake up, either my kids will wake me up or something like that when they're going to school, and then you just can't go back to sleep. It's not like it was when I was young, sleeping 10 hours, no problem. 20s, something like that. If you wanted to sleep for 10 hours, you could do it. Slacking the season, too much stuff in real life, to be able to really hit it hard. I understand that. That's fine. The thing is, you really don't have to go hard. Each server in the season doesn't have enough people for you to even have to worry about going extremely hard for you to do well. For you to finish the season in a fine state to where you're still going to get so many scrolls to get a early pity system, 10 summons to get a legendary, you're fine. You get all the rewards, just logging in every day and just maybe doing like the Vortex boss or something. You're going to be okay. Strumus, you've been doing some more thinking? Uh-oh. We need something we can work on to improve across seasons. Very smart. Very smart. Like tokens that we get from the arena shop, that we get legendary artifacts from an arena shop, and we save those tokens over the season. Or like I was talking about, I haven't read the rest of your paragraph yet. Or tokens that we get from Fey Meander that we save up when we get there. Fey Meander token shop. And the pillar shop. That's why it shouldn't be each season. You can only see that artifact once and you never see it again, and it's different per season. This would also lead into where everybody can play the same season at the same time because we have shops. It doesn't matter what came before because you could always save up in Fey. You could save up in pillar because you get tokens now, and then you go into that shop and you'd be able to pick whatever you want. The newest artifact for that season or previous artifacts, it doesn't matter. Something overall arcing, right? It's like a story. Whenever you watch a season of a show, you don't want just episodic. You don't just want an episode here, episode here. You want an underlying or overall arcing story to keep you connected, to keep you engaged in it. So you're not just going in there and it's just like, oh, this one story. It gets a little boring. You want something that leads into some overall big story arc, and that would be nice. It would be cool if it improved. I don't know about improving stats of your heroes over each season. So I've been thinking we need something that we can do to work to improve across seasons. Something like improved stats for upgrading heroes. Just to upgrade them, just to level them up faster, you're saying? I want something to long grind. Yeah, I want something to long grind too. You're right. Because I don't have, unfortunately, the long grind that I do love that we normally have is the long grind of getting gear. And keeping that gear, it not disappearing. And since I've been playing this game, I've got a sense of none of that. That's always been my motivation in any kind of gear farming game that I play, is that I always have this gear and I'm always looking for a better piece of gear. I roll on it, I throw it away, I look to see if it's better. I try to equip more of my heroes with better and better gear. That has always been what I do long term. But since we don't have that here, yeah, the motivation kind of dies down. It dies down at the end of the season big time because all you're doing is fighting the same bosses you fought for a whole month already. So something overall would be great. I would love that because it would keep me motivated. If it was something that we could really do daily and small, that you just see a little meter go up that adds to something, that we know it adds to something long term, then we can stick with it. Your server's 2 days from the Continental Challenges, so you've only been playing about 30 days. Yeah, you're going to have, at 30 days, you'll have the increased drop rate in the dungeons, and then it kind of picks up. Yeah, we do have the Dungeons & Dragons event to look forward to. That's what I'm excited about. Yes, absolutely. A Great Hall? Yeah, a Great Hall would be good. Strummus? Yeah. We've got a Great Hall in Raid. We've got a Great Hall in Summoner's War. We've got it in a lot of other games that slowly over time, you can allocate points and you get like a 1% increase in HP, attack, all that stuff, defense. It's nice. It is. It's a fun long-term goal. It is. I always like having those. I haven't been gear farming for a long time. Yeah. Nobody does it the last month. They don't even do events for you to farm any dungeons anymore. Like they just stopped doing those events for bread, for resources to make gear. They don't do those. I don't even use my stamina. Like I don't even what are they called? What are those events that I was doing? You do them with the first month and you do them the second month for sure. But the third month, I don't do any of the commissions. I don't do any of that. 3K stamina saved for bread already? Yeah. Oh, you're ready for... Yeah, well, that's you. You're ready to farm that 30-day increased drop rate, and that is the most exciting time. I'm with you. I like that. Like the first month, I'm just waiting, gated, and then once they let us at 30 days farm that double drop rate, I'm ready to go. Then I'm having a good time then, because we're going from epic gear to legendary gear, and we're really looking at those pieces, trying to make, good sets for all of our heroes. I feel like this is a lot weaker than normal. Legendary artifact. Yeah, the artifact is not on the test server. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the legendary artifact until a day and 23 hours. Once it's live on the main server, and I really hope the artifact doesn't have issues on the main server, we'll be able to try it here. But we're going to log into the test server right now, so let's go check it out. You bought the season 3 battle pass, the end of the... I didn't buy it. Again, like, who said that earlier? Was it Swifter? Strummus. Like Strummus said, they need to do something to spice up the end of the season. Nobody's happy with the end season grind of just fighting those guys over and over that we've already fought for a month. I feel like we need to fight that boss right away and have like a month to focus on that brand new boss to have a good time with, because that's all new mechanics. All new boss, all new mechanics that we didn't see all season. I don't want to see that boss for just a week. I feel like we need to see that boss a little bit longer. But maybe with, maybe with the collaboration event, that's what keeps us busy. I mean, that's what's keeping me engaged at the end of the season. But the collaboration event is different for everyone because it goes live on that day, but not everybody's at the end of the season. You could be starting the game and have that collaboration event. So it's a little bit weird. I don't know. It's a little different for everyone. That goes back to everybody being on different days, different seasons. All right, let's pull up the test server, see what we have. But apparently on the test server, nobody can get the artifact, so we can't test it. And it's going to make our shields 30% longer. It's going to make our shields 10% bigger than the tiara. Instead of 15%, we get 25% additional shields, right? And then we're going to go from 90 enlightenment to 120 enlightenment. So we kind of know what's going to happen. We know it's better. We just, unfortunately, we can't test it yet. I would love to test it with, yo, Hype, what's up, my man? Hype Pseudo in the house. Did you do Elminster stuff? Oh, no, that was all wrong. That was all wrong. There we go. There's the shout out. Yeah, I'm hoping Elminster, I'm hoping they do, what's it called? They do a whole big, no, I keep thinking Amazon, not Amazon. It's not Amazon Prime. It's where, you know how last time we had a whole bunch of people come into our streams? Drops. It's early morning and I'm sick, guys. I hope they do drops for the Elminster event, right? I don't think your server doesn't. Well, my server doesn't have it for 2 days. But they said that we could do Elminster stuff today on the test server. So even though I did Elminster stuff 2 days ago, I had to remove that video from my VOD, you know? We did the stream. We didn't find out till after when Fenno said that they didn't want us doing Elminster stuff. We found out like a couple hours after my stream. So I removed that stream. And then now today we're actually able to go over Elminster stuff. Starting 38 minutes ago, we're able to cover it. Strongest teams for Season 2, I would say Garius and Varesh. Those two epics to get you through whatever you need to in the beginning process. Garius and Varesh, especially if you have the staff for Garius, it just completely changes him. He's already top tier, and then he just goes crazy with the staff. And then if you have Varesh, you're able to block buffs, remove buffs, get a little healing for your guys that are low. But as far as all the dungeons go, Garius and Varesh for all of it. And then, of course, you can use your Ice Blast teams for everything. So as long as you have those two core units, you're good. Plenty of legendaries out there that'll make it easy for you as well, but those are the epics one that people, he's so busted. With the staff, he really is busted. Without the staff, he is kind of busted too, because he can cover the whole entire board. He has insane defense, insane healing, and I think that if they changed it to where he only healed around him like Furbath does, that would be okay. That would warrant him being so strong right now if they only healed immediately around him, because then you'd have to really position your people differently. But that wouldn't really matter on something like Heretical Ruins. It wouldn't matter on Ancient Battlefield. It wouldn't matter on the Vortex boss, because you could put everybody around. So it would only matter on something maybe like the Harpy coming up. It'd make a difference and you'd have to position your people differently for Fae. I think it would be a smart move, actually, and it really wouldn't mess up a lot of stuff. And it would make it much better for Arena as well. So he's not so powerful there. Just healing everybody and shielding everybody. They should do that. They should do it to where he only heals around him. And then we'd still be able to use him everywhere, pretty much. There's only a few areas to where it would really make a difference. I think that'd be smart for them to do. He's just too strong. Seriously too strong. All right, we've got these battles to do, right? This gives us 56 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 8 is 56, right? 56 tokens. And then we get how many tokens for fighting this boss at 8 million? Oh, the summons. Yeah, we know about that. Right. Are there any odds on the token? Oh, here they are. But not odds on actually. It's a 14% chance to get an epic. But if you get an epic. No, not an epic. I want the 30 times, right? You'll get a guaranteed 30 times or a legendary hero on your 5th attempt. Okay, so for every 5 summons, you're at least going to get 30. So that's easy to calculate. So if we do get 126 for the whole event and 30 per 5 summons, that'll be easy to figure out. But I need to make sure how many we get for doing one fight. Somebody said 5. How come I can't go straight there from here? Planar summons? This one, right? Fast travel is unavailable for the collaboration. Why? I'm there already. That's why, maybe. All right, his abilities, sure. Total for today. 8 million, we get 6. Okay, 6 is pretty good. So how long does this event last for? 9 days. 9 days left, and it's been open for what? 12? 3 days? So was it? It's only a 12-day event? 12 times 6. Is that what we're looking at? 72 plus 56. 128, and then we get a guaranteed 30 per 5 summons. What are we? 128 minus 240. Is that what we need? That's 112 that we're missing, so 15 dice rolls. It'd be more than that, but we could get lucky and do 15 dice rolls. 15 would only give us 90, so really it'd be 20 dice rolls to get him straight up. But you could get lucky, it could be 15. You can't get unlucky though, because you're at least going to get those 30 every 5 summons. For this event, how many roughly? That's what I was just figuring out. I think roughly it's going to be 15 to 20. For sure. Because if you get 6 every single... If we only have 12 days... I'm thinking it's 12 days because we've been live for a while on this. Yeah, 12 times 6. Then we've got... That's 72. Then we've got our 50... What was it? 56 that we get from doing those battles. That's 128. 128 out of the 240 that we need. That's 112 left over. We get 30 guaranteed whenever we do a 5 pull. 15 would give us 90. If we get a few more, yeah, you're going to have to do more than 15. Let's just say 20. Yeah, 20. You're going to have to do 20. Not many people are going to get that lucky probably and get 112. Yeah, I do think you get more than 30 from the 5 summons. You're right, but let's do 15 right now, just so you can see an idea of what we get. Here we go. Here's a 5 pull on the event, right? We got a legendary. We got Elminster again. This is the second time we've gotten him. So there's the 30, right? You know we got the 30, but we got him straight out with 240. That's crazy. Let's do a normal person summon now. Here we go. No, I don't know. It's good. Okay, there's the first one at 30. 36. Yeah, it's going to take you 20. It's going to take you somewhere in between 18, 19, 20. Unless you just get extremely lucky. Like, yeah, that's not enough. I have seen ones before where we had like 36-6, but it's not happening. So 20 is a safe bet. Yeah. This is a test server. We're on the test server right now. The main account, this hasn't started yet. I still have a day and 23 hours till we start the main account. I can't wait. It's going to be fun to have something to focus on. Isn't there a few from the quest? Now, there was a few from the quest last time when we did Drist, but I don't think there was from this quest. I know what you're talking about. Like when we first met Elminster here and we walked around and we did a few things with him. It really didn't take long for us to get here. And we did a little battle, like a more cinematic battle with the boss where he goes into the 2 phases. But has Elminster's kit leaked? Yeah, right here on YouTube, my man. I got 2 videos on it to show you his total kit. We got one video from 5 days ago. It's a 7-minute video if you want to watch that. And then I just uploaded a 2-hour and 55-minute stream that we did 2 days ago that has his full kit along with the event and what heroes to use is free to play. And I'll break that down. I'll break it down into a 5-minute video to show you what teams are best and stuff. But yeah, we've got it all right there. But you can watch that 7-minute video and get an idea of his kit. But you can see his kit right here. We'll show you right now. What are you talking about? We got you covered. So he's got AoE, cross-section attack for decreased attack and decreased accuracy with 5,000 of enlightenment. Then he's got shields here for your team. The only thing I don't like about this is your team has to be pretty close by. So you get shields and control immunity for 5 seconds if you have his specific artifact. It's not really his artifact, but if you have this new artifact, this will increase his shields another 6.5 seconds. To 6.5 seconds. So pretty good coverage with shields if your people are nearby. And control immunity for 5 seconds. That's really it. Not big on this enlightenment, but I understand he needs enlightenment. But most times you only have 1, maximum 2 people on your team that benefit from enlightenment. But I understand why they have that enlightenment on him, you know. Pulled all my dice. I was saving. Okay, and Twitch. He won't change anything in your account. You know, I'll probably go for the artifact. I don't think he's bad for an account. I'll do a video on this talking about what I think his kit kind of should be like, either for here, like we did yesterday. We talked about how I would want his kit to be more offensive on this ability or to be more defensive on this ability to hit the whole entire screen to cover people with protection. Like one or the other. Or have this be multi-hit so he can use Witch's Remains in the crown. And then we'll talk about other heroes that are in fire that do decreased attack, right? I mean, it's good for fire to have decreased attack. But fire goes with poison, which we had in season 1. And we've got Sigrid for decreased attack in that team. Fire then goes with Radiant next season. And we've got Sagamir. We have Rose. We have a couple options for decreased attack if you have those. They're legendary options, though. So next season, he will fill a role to do decreased attack, which will be really nice. Because with Radiant, if you don't have those 2 legendaries, we're kind of limited. We have a rare that does it in a 3x3 right in front of her. We have a legendary here for decreased attack. Decreased attack 2, you know, that's really optional. We have her, but Isolde, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of using her if I don't have to. I want more. I want more for my decreased attacker, you know. So we don't have a lot of cool options, and we don't have a lot of cool options for Radiant as well next season. We got Corvus. Clovis. That's his name, Clovis. Yeah, we got Clovis in here if you wanted to. But then we've got Rose and Sagamir, which are really good options. I'm not sure if we have anybody else that does decrease attack consistently of 2 that we need on an ultimate. So we can time it right before a boss does their ultimate. So he'll be good for next season if you don't have any of those other options, I guess. And then whenever fire, what would that mean? Fire went to poison, fire went to radiant. So what's the other element it'll go to someday? Necrosis? Oh, is that what it's at right now? Yeah, fire and necrosis. So right now with fire and necrosis, what do we have? We have Ghoulin for decreased attack. Like a consistent decreased attack. I'm talking one that's got a 100% chance to land on the ultimate so we can time it whenever some, you know, boss does their ultimate. Does Dalk have one now? No. He does do decreased attack stuff, but it's not on his ultimate. Oh yeah, we got her now too. She's awesome for decreased attack against bosses. So we've got those 2. Oh yeah, we got this one. Awesome decreased attack plus slow speed, which I've done a video for Ancient Battlefield weeks and weeks ago. So we don't necessarily need him when it's fire. He's another support, though. We do need some good support. Pretty nice shields. But we've got Adolphus. If you've got Adolphus, I don't know if you really need much else. Decreased attack, but that's not on the ultimate. Devrick, but he's not consistent enough. So her. So now we have her for free. I mean, we've got it made there. I don't know. I just don't feel like he's... I haven't used Drist this season. Not really. And I have him 4 Ascended on my main account. Just because he doesn't have any buffs or debuffs that I need. As far as like damage dealers go, we have so many damage dealers, but I still want a damage dealer that might do something for me. And I could use him. It's not saying that I can't use him. It's just that I have him 4 Ascended on my account and I don't use him. You know, with the Ice Blast heroes that we got this season, I haven't needed to. They just, my Ice Blast guys just go in and they're just like, even though they're not multi-target like AoE abilities, they just go in and they single target stuff down so fast, I don't even worry about it. Like the Harpy with all the wisps, they just single target down those wisps and then hit the boss. I don't even need to worry about this AoE. Plus he's melee too, so you know that makes it a little harder. Let me catch up on chat, see if I missed anything. You pulled all your dice already? You might get some. You might get lucky. You might pull them right away. Because there's only a chance of getting. Is it worth? Which one? Is he worth it? Because there's only a chance to get that one legendary. Right. When you summon, you only have a chance to get him. He works with Karf. Who works with Karf? Like, how would he work with Karf? What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about the enlightenment bonus? I'm catching up on chat. I think you're talking about the enlightenment bonus. How many do we need to pull for him with the artifact? We already went over that. Fire confirm speculation. Yeah, it's 100% like that. They're not going to switch it up. Those are the main elements, and they rotate those other elements. I don't think we'll ever see them cross up because the core elements are the ones that your main traveler can change from. These base ones in the middle. Lightning, frost, and fire, and then these outside ones change. It's not to say they couldn't ever change it up, but I don't think so. I think it's meant to be this way, and it's how they're for sure been doing it, how they're going to keep it. With Frost Heroes, the Otherworld boss will be AoE. He'll have a time to shine there. Yeah, but I mean, I've got other people that do AoE Frost. I've got Rava. I have Dorkarez, Vedemir. If I've got Rava up with Frost on that boss, with Vedemir just bouncing that ball on everybody. Again, he's not like Drist isn't mandatory for anything. There's nothing like super crazy that this guy does that others can't do. Now that I have him 4 Ascended, sure, he might be a little stronger than those guys, only because I have him 4 Ascended. Last Epoch 1.0 launching. I thought that game was an old game. I thought that game's been out forever. Is that some new update to it? Is that why it's 1.0 or what? What kind of damage does he do compared to other people you're saying? I don't really feel like damage is a like when you're looking at Elminster, I don't feel like damage is. It's been in beta for ages? Oh, really? So it's Path of Exile, right? It's kind of like Path of Exile, but it's like what's new and exciting about it? How does it differ? How does it differ from Diablo 4, Path of Exile, all that stuff? Because I paid a lot of money for Diablo 4 and then I was like, it's like StarCraft 3. If this, like Elminster, whatever damage he can do, he's only doing it on his ultimate. Keep that in mind. Like basic abilities don't get an additional increase in this enlightenment bonus. So whatever kind of damage he's doing, it's not. Let's just take the same gear. We've only got a 78. We need a 100% chance to crit to be able to get a consistent number. Is Rose good? Yeah, Rose is good. Decrease attack plus slow speed, very strong. Plus now she heals people and removes debuffs, which is also really cool. Rose is good. She's not gonna, you know, out DPS any of your guys, but she is definitely good. Jack of all trades now that actually is that works. It works, you know. Not as complex as Path of Exile, but better than Diablo 4. Also a multiplayer. Oh, also it has multiplayer. So kind of like Diablo Immortal. I mean, Diablo 4 was multiplayer, right? You've been waiting for years to play? This hero's like Drist average. I think he's a little bit better than him because I like heroes that can do multiple roles. Where Drist is only damage. At least with Elminster, I can bring him in a role sense of giving me shields that might save my team. And decrease attack, decrease accuracy that'll save my team. And I prefer heroes like this over just heroes that do straight damage. There is a time where we need heroes that do straight damage, like when we're doing the Vortex boss, or when we get stronger later in the season and we're just doing speed runs, so we just tear through content. But there's also situations when it gets harder in Pillar or harder in Fae, where I would like somebody to come in there and hit everyone with decrease attack, decrease accuracy, especially somebody like El Sabri doing charm to my whole team and then knocking back their ultimate gauge by 50%. If I can get a little resistance on my team and then get this up so that she doesn't hit hard, so that Hevatar doesn't hit me hard, so that I don't get frost debuffs up, so that she'll hit harder, all that kind of stuff, it's strong. I mean, it really is strong. And that's what I love. I love coming in there and hitting them with decrease attack, decrease accuracy, and then getting shields on my team to absorb that damage. Could be really strong. That's why we have a lot of different heroes for different areas in the game, right? We need that. Yeah, Rose works really well now. What? Blood sample? What are you talking about? Are you in my Discord? I'm logged in all day, every day, my man. And I'll have videos coming out tonight. I just been sick. I'll have videos on my second YouTube channel if you're following their blood sample coming out tonight. What was he doing? Like 30 seconds of... Yeah, there's so much to do in that game. There's no reason for me to stop. I use her on Vortex with Garius and Flogic, right? And survive 9 minutes. Yeah. Rose is great everywhere. Now. Wasn't always so great everywhere before, but she is definitely really good now. Will he hit all 5? Let's see what Otto does with this ultimate ability. Yeah, he hits everybody. Look at that. Look at all that decrease attack, decrease accuracy. It's strong, guys. It really is strong. Say you're struggling going through the weekly bosses. This is a really good hero. The thing is, depending on your roster, this season has been very easy. Like no challenge at all. The dungeons have been no challenge. The weekly bosses have been a joke because they're level 140 instead of like they're level 170 instead of 240 like they were in season 1. Everything has been pretty much a steamroll if you have decent heroes. And if you have Garius with the staff, it's like, you know, whatever. So easy. The only time it gets hard is going to be the higher floors of Fae and the higher floors of the Pillar. That's it. You just steamroll Fae with your burn team? Yeah. So I don't know what they... the whole game is predicated around us fighting other people. It's not even about this stuff, honestly. Once you get into later seasons. Season 1, we felt it. Season 1 was cool because your heroes were all brand new. The rare heroes made a real difference. You had to come up with cool, fun teams to beat different strategies because everybody just started playing. We didn't have a robust roster. Now that everybody's got like a decent roster, you're into season 2. Season 2 was kind of a joke. I didn't feel any sense of ever having to think about real teams to beat content. And really, in a sense, though, they've made the game that way, right? For every season, we're not supposed to like even care. We're supposed to, because they can't make it difficult, because then free to play would never be able to do anything. And they can't make it, and I guess they don't want to make it difficult because they want us to compete against each other. They want us to look at leaderboards and compete against each other. But there's no real, for me, there's not really enough leaderboards. There's not enough feel a sense of competition, right? Do you guys ever feel that way? I never feel that way because I never look at the small leaderboards we do have. I never really am worried about how well I'm doing on Vortex, right? And you can only do as well as you can do. Vortex is completely all about what heroes you have, right? You just put in the best heroes you have that you know it's a good Vortex team with Ice Blast or Frost or Burn or Dauntless. And that's all you can do. You can't like do better. So you just get whatever points you have, right? On Vortex. And I don't know if the weekly changes to Vortex, I guess they're enough. There are certain Vortex teams you can start making multiple teams, but by the time that happens, it's like the end of the season and you're like, whatever, I'm just gonna do whatever. I don't know, I feel like the system needs a little revision, just a little revision, right? To make it at least more competitive to where people are looking at leaderboards, and we need a different way to do that. And again, like somebody like Strummer said earlier, we need some long-term goals that carry over from season to season, where we slowly build something up to where it's like an overall long-term goal for us to focus on, to really give us something fun that eventually we slowly build up our accounts to be stronger or save up things to get artifacts or do something so we can see that we're doing more than just the season competition. Good morning. What's up, buddy? Yeah, King, I felt it was pretty easy too. Now, that's not easy for everybody. It depends on your roster, but as the seasons go by, right, as we get more and more, if somebody's playing up to season 3, even if they're free to play, they should have a good amount of pretty solid epics. I would hope. I mean, there's going to be some people that have bad luck. I'm still missing 2 epics, and I've summoned a crap ton. First week. Weekly is stupid? I don't think weekly is stupid. I just feel like I need it to be stronger, and maybe they should make it stronger toward the end of the season to where then it really makes a difference. But the amount of essence we get for doing the Vortex boss isn't gigantic. It adds up. Difficulty. Oh, yeah, it only works on difficulty, but everybody should be there. During the first week, you can get to difficulty. Oh, that buff will never come again. Really? You never see that one again? Well, I know we're time gated. We can't even get there. Yeah, I know. They won't let us get that far. But then we never see that specific buff for that team again. Yeah, I know. Right. And since they do it for a week, it only lasts for that. Even if they did like really, really strong ones at the final month to where you'd really have to switch teams to do well, most people won't even worry about it, right? They're just going to take what they currently get and not really not worry about it too much. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. You'd really have to write it all down and think of clever ideas and kind of put it all together so that people could read through it. And then maybe take some of those ideas to the developers. Instead of us just coming up with one ideas here and there and then forgetting about them or thinking that they might be pretty cool. We'd have to come up with a whole bunch of ideas, write them all down for different things throughout the season for different stuff to happen. And then we'd have to put it in like a logical way and then send it over to the developers to read. Revive chick to top level. Yeah, well, it's always like that, right? There's always going to be meta heroes that you're going to have. It's always that way. Yo, Terrence, what's going on? Worth pulling dupes for Elminster? Now, I don't think it's worth pulling dupes for him necessarily. I wish that his inspiration was stronger. I feel like it's okay, but I don't know. He's not one that I would pull additional dupes for. Because it's going to take you a lot of dice to do that. And I feel like there are far better legendaries you could pull for. Instead of getting multiple copies of him, I'd rather have other copies of even one copy of other legendaries. Absolutely. I don't think we can look at it from this chart. Since I don't think I'll be playing him that often, and when I do play him, I'm not going to be really concerned about the additional inspiration here. This hero takes 20% less critical damage. When the hero's HP is below 60%, the hero will gain 1% HP. You get 60 more enlightenment, which is going to make his shields a little bit bigger and make his damage a little bit, hit a little harder. We've got HP, all survivable stuff, right? The first two are survivability. This fourth is survivability with some more HP. This one is just a little more enlightenment, and this one ignores 35% of the target's resistance, which is nice. Then we don't have to have as much accuracy, but nothing that would make me say like, oh yeah, let's go for it. Maybe if this last one said that he blows up the whole entire screen and does something crazy, sure, I guess. Every 15 seconds he casts like a crazy, nuke bolt. See, that would be fun, right? It'd be a little broken to be it as an inspiration, but say we had inspirations for epics. And like one of the inspirations were every 5 seconds this hero shoots out 2 fireballs that hits 2 random targets. That'd be a pretty cool inspiration. And it would just go onto his passive. It would just be an additional part of the passive that says every 5 seconds you shoot out 2 fireballs out your butt and it hits 2 random people. That'd be some fun stuff. But a little bit strong if you start putting that on all the legendaries. I mean, it's fine. The whales who have all these guys fully inspired are still going to beat you down. It doesn't matter. And it would be fun to see that. You have 20 dice. You'll get them for fire. Yeah, farting fireballs. Deadly. You'll get them with 20 dice. We already did the numbers, and we'll do a video on all this. Nubkins, what's going on, buddy? For 20 dice, you'll absolutely get him. You'll do the 8 million a day on the event. You'll do the little battles we have to do for 56 additional tokens. And with 20 dice, you will absolutely get him. But I don't think these inspirations are mandatory. From what we've seen so far, from all the content that we have to fight from Season 2, and I'm assuming Season 3 is going to be pretty similar, you don't need those inspirations. And definitely, after you saw those inspirations, pulling something like a different legendary that you don't have, ones that are extremely powerful, I would rather have the legendary heroes. How about the exclusive artifact? I do think the artifact's fun. I don't think it's crazy. Like, I wouldn't go break the bank just to get something that's better than the tiara when the tiara is already amazing. But 15% more shields plus 30% longer shield uptime, 90 enlightenment to 120 enlightenment, so 30 more. It's not really a huge increase. It's a fun increase, but it's not like... Yeah, you don't need the artifact. You don't need him, and you don't need the artifact depending on how good your account is, right? Season 3 summons. Stabab, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably pick both up on my main account. Just because we'll be testing them out. I'm a content creator, right? So I want to make content. I want to test it out. So I'll get both on my account. Now, if it was a normal account, if it was like some person that's free to play, and they really had to nickel and dime all their stuff and decide whether they wanted to get something, I don't know. I guess I would pick up Elminster just to have options. I would. If I was a free-to-play account and I didn't, you never know what you're going to get on a free-to-play account. If you saved up 20 dice, or if you got lucky and you were able to pull him, I would get him. Because it can't hurt having decreased accuracy, decreased attack, some shields, some control immunity from time to time. It can't hurt having this guy here. Not for damage. Not for damage at all. Just for the debuffs and for these buffs. We're not looking at him for damage. Even people who want him to be damage, look guys, this guy, you're not trying to get max damage. If you want that, go use your burn guys with some burn explosions, or use your frost guys. Or if you want single target blow up damage, then you've already got wild. You don't need this guy for damage, and that's not going to happen. He's not going to be sitting there blowing out damage. Even though he can hit extremely hard here, unfortunately, your basic attacks don't do anything with Enlightenment. And basic attacks add up to a crazy amount of additional damage, especially since this guy's got no battle skill. So only every 19 seconds I've got here, he's doing a nuke. You don't need that nuke to hit hard. There's nowhere where you're going to be like, oh, wow, I'm just blowing everything up with this. Can it hit hard? Yeah, it can hit hard, but that's not... You've got other heroes to do that, right? So no matter how I play him, I'm definitely going to play him as a support role. I will still try to get damage out of him, yes, like I'm doing here. As long as he can survive, I've got Enlightenment, which I will always have for the shields. But if I'm having issues in high fae for him surviving, then I'll have a defense percentage glove. And I'll have substats here with, you know, Enlightenment along with defense. Something that keeps him alive. And then here, instead of attack, I'll have defense, flat defense with skill haste, hopefully, and defense percentage. So he can tank some hits. And then I'd rather have the Tiara then, because we get 250 defense instead of all that additional HP we get from the newer artifact. The newer artifact will give us that 30 more enlightenment, a little bit more shields and duration, but 250 defense is a lot. But either one, I mean, it'll be offset by the bigger shields if they're up. Thing about these shields are we've got 6.5 with the new artifact. We've got 6.5 seconds uptime every 10 seconds. No. It depends on how much skill haste we have. Actually, we could probably get that up pretty often. Too bad it doesn't increase the control immunity. If it increased this control immunity to be, you know, 5 seconds to 6.5 seconds, that would be pretty sweet. Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at how much enlightenment. Where am I getting all the skill haste? 24 skill haste.
Never underestimate the...
We don't have that new artifact, but... You got Resh from the Blessed Summons. Nice. Yeah, I think I've got 70, maybe 70 dice saved up on my main account. What were the size of his... I think we were at 24,000 for his shield.
Time to get to work.
Oh, is Karf too far away? I think he's within 2 squares, right? Yeah. 22,500, something like that. I mean, that's a pretty big shield. That's a pretty fat shield. It really is. 22,000. And his max health right now is only 42,000. So almost half his life in shield. And if we had the new artifact, it would be a little bit bigger and it would stay up 6.5 seconds out of, say, 9 seconds. Because we've already got crazy skill haste here. I mean, there's nothing else I'm going to put on for skill haste unless I wanted...
Never underestimate the power of...
Unless I wanted an artifact to give him skill haste. What kind of skill haste artifacts do we have? Do we have anything with enlightenment and skill haste? Is that it? Oh, we've got the hourglass. So the hourglass would give us a whole bunch of skill haste plus accuracy to land his debuffs. We can't tell from here. Let's see what our shield strength goes to. $18,000. Let's see what happens when it falls off and when he casts it again. Okay, it just fell off. Couple seconds. I feel like we've got like what, 2 or 3 seconds. 2 seconds maybe. Farley, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Yeah, I feel like 2 seconds of no shields on.
Power of magic. Lead my way.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Even though the shields are smaller, we're getting them up more often. He's got accuracy to be able to apply his AoE more often. I just wish his ultimate hit 3 times. It's... Well, if I had him hit 3 times, then I'd have Witch's Remains on right now. I wouldn't have the Hourglass, right? It's pretty fast, right? Well, because we have Hourglass on right now. And that means we're getting more coverage, too, for our control immunity. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be good going through Fae and then wherever else you're having difficulty with. Why they took away the rat NPC from season 1? What do you mean? There's lots of rat NPCs. Well, he doesn't every 3 seconds? No, he's got shields. The shields last for 5 seconds. And then right when they fall off, he's casting them back. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think playing him with the Hourglass would be pretty sweet. But we do have a fat hit here for 3 in skill haste. And he is set up, it's still kind of, he's set up in offensive gear with critical damage crit rate.
The best solution to fear is knowledge. Let's say dragon is what you fear.
But that is a lot of coverage. We'd have to take him up in something, like I don't have anywhere to play him because I'm not in high. On the test server, I've never done any pillar. I've never done any Fae. So where could I take this guy to where it's difficult? I guess a higher stage of... He does control immunity. With control immunity though, this boss is going to take it off. Where's Ancient Battlefield? Grave of Venom. What am I doing? All right. He's going to get stronger. It's okay if the boss gets stronger. Let's see if we can still have up shields. I'd have to make a team, though. Where's a... I have to make it like a legit team to put him on. If we get too high, he's going to... This guy's going to die. He's going to... Yeah, look at his defense. He's got actually pretty good base defense, too. 1,300 base defense is good. Really good for this type of hero. Okay, he's doing decrease attack and decrease accuracy. Maybe with the decreased accuracy, he won't take away as many. Where'd she go? Meredith. A tank with heals, but no staff. We'd have to take the staff off of him.
Boring. How boring. Only battle can satiate this vessel.
Right. That's a lot of healing. Do we need Garius? What artifact is bugged? He used to give you gifts and dice? He used to give you gifts and dice? I don't know what that rat... Stu, can you ask the... I don't know what rat NPC that used to give you gifts and dice. Like you would give him something and he eventually give you some dice? The other world bosses need this speed increase. Oh, the 10 times speed increase that we have in Fae for the world bosses that we do every single day at the end of the season. That would be nice. That would be extremely nice. So you want to put him on a 2. Take away his damage and just put him on some skill haste. We also have, doesn't this set do skill haste too with accuracy and resistance? No, not this one. The healing one, accuracy and skill haste. I think we've got tons of accuracy on him. Oh, we had attack here. Okay, then what other set do we have? HP and skill haste. Enlightenment, though. Enlightenment, crit rate, critical damage resistance, accuracy, everything. Okay, now here we're going to go defense percentage. $222, that's it. Maybe we should go for some more here. Maybe we should get a little bit more accuracy here. Accuracy 20. Accuracy 36. There we go. Now we're talking. Like just 2 hits. Okay, 1 hit. 27. Do we already have that? We already have that. 258.
Never underestimate the
Should be fine. What are we looking at for our elemental advantage? Use rare heroes versus legendaries because there's it's easier to level them up. Way easier to level them up. Way faster. To get to level 60, it's so much easier to level those up. But in the long run, they'll fall off. I don't know. Depends on how far they can get us in campaign and how far they can get us in like the maze floors, which are pretty easy. I mean, doing the final floors of the maze along with all the gods you have to fight and stuff's pretty easy. I'd have to start a new account to do that though, because I don't have enough experience to be able to level up all those heroes. There's no way. Yeah, we've got accuracy. Okay, we've got accuracy, resistance, and damage. We just don't have 15% reduction in damage for our team. We've got everything else. So Elminster is fine. All right, let me double check his enlightenment, defense, enlightenment. Okay, defense there. We need to go defense.
Never underestimate the power of kindness. Of course.
Defense with accuracy. All right, we stepped that up enough. 276 plus 50. Perfect. And he should be fast as hell. I don't know how often he's going to put up those shields, but it should be pretty damn fast. But the boss is going to take off our control immunity and get a buff, though, from time to time. Probably pretty often. Since we're going to have that control immunity up a lot, it's probably going to happen a lot. Oh, we got to go with... That's right, we got to go with these guys. These guys, because... we've already got decreased attack. And he's fast. So what are we going to use to fight this? I had Garius in here, but I forgot. They're not together. So we need fire and necrosis. Do you get any buffs? Decrease attack. She can fight. Who's going to be our tank? Not that we really need a tank here. We could use a healer as a tank. Some equipment function would... What do you mean? His artifact? Yeah, his artifact still... Yeah, nobody can play his artifact on the test server. We'll have to wait for the live. Something's wrong in the test server. We can't see it, unfortunately. We could do Witch's Remains with Carf. But we need somebody in the back. We need somebody to soak up shields, man. Everybody's got buffs. If we put Meredith in here, she's got a buff when she casts her ultimate. We'd have to time her ultimate after the boss does his ultimate. Man, I don't like this. This would be a real goofy team.
The halls of knowledge are not open to all.
Defense. Defense. What? Here. All right, she's already got defense with resistance on one of these. Wow, that's cheating. All right, she's got crazy resistance and survivability.
The halls of knowledge.
What? My crew offending you?
Carf can go with witches. Where? Where is it? There it is. I have no idea what we have set up on the test server from a long time ago. Let's go with that. Does that have enough accuracy on it? Yeah, I think we're okay. What does he got right now? Kind of want to put him in defense. Let me go defense. Rune. That'll keep him alive. Wow, these hits on this test server are crazy.
Got a big job coming up.
So we got attack percentage, crit rate, defense, accuracy. Okay, witches remains. It's kind of low. Zarloth's not leveled up. She's not leveled up.
I simply can't stand annoying screams for mercy. So I cut out their tongues. I simply can't stand annoying screams for mercy.
Definitely need some attack here.
So I cut out their
Varesh?
tongues.
Let's put her in a tanky attack set. Here we go. So attack percentage with crit rate. I bet you don't see this every day. Let's see what we get. With a little bit of accuracy. Crit rate 9, crit rate 4 for 33 critical damage. Damn. He's like my tank. Maybe my tank healer? Let's see. Defense with attack percentage. There we go. Awesome. I don't think she needs accuracy now, just crit rate.
I simply can't stand.
All right, let's see if she lives. See if she lives when we get up to 9. If he lives, she's going to resist. And our boy here is going to try to give us some heals. Recharge speed penalty, huh? Slowing the boss down. Do we need that? Elminster is going to be immensely fast to get the decreased attack up. I feel like if we do... Well, she's going to knock back the ultimate to steal it. So he's going to kind of be all over the place. Oh, well. Let's go full DPS. Sure. Two in the critical damage, 1 in crit rate. Don't pay attention to the gear. We're just putting on whatever, right? It's just whatever. There we are. 80% chance to crit. Okay, he's got that on. Sweet. Oh, we're full. We're full. AB with the L. What? What's going on with Carf?
Pirates don't speak of the
Oh, did we take away some of that gear he had on?
future matters.
Oh man. What was Carf rocking? I'm sure he was doing some kind of inventor set. But he's doing our Witches Remain, so we need a little bit of accuracy maybe.
What?
What'd I miss? Anything? All right, we got shields up, but this is a lower level one. This is not 9 yet. We got decreased attack, of course. Oh, we've got nobody to remove buffs. Whoops. Whoopsie. We need somebody to remove buffs from old boy. Or block. Who are we going to bring in to remove or block? He's already got 5 stacks because of all those controls he's removing. Varesh is going to die here soon. Man, this is only stage 7? Those shields are coming up. Oh, we already lost Zarloth. Give me some shields, buddy. What happens if he's doing his ultimate animation and then he wants to do his battle skill? His battle skill has kind of an animation to it where he holds his staff. Uh-oh. Another one down. We got to remove those buffs. God, this is only 7. Who do we have in fire or necrosis that can remove or block? We have Dane, right? Dane, and who else? He knocks back the ultimate too. We have a couple legendary options. Is there anybody in necrosis that can... Devric's not good enough. No. We don't have anybody, do we? Yeah. Whenever she heals, and from him. Look, he's always putting up this control immunity, so it's going to be taken away. Yeah, I just wanted to try him here because I knew it would be harder. And yeah, we're supposed to be doing Megan's ultimate after he does his ultimate, but I didn't want to... I didn't want to micromanage it. Where's Dana? I was just trying to see if his shields were coming up all the time and kind of protecting us. Where's old Dane?
For me to shine, eh? Yikes, what is bothering me?
Not a lot of damage though. We don't have anybody for damage really. Dane, what are you gonna do, my friend? Yeah, we're just messing around. You hate which horn? She's got more buffs too, but she can't block buff. You're right, she can block buffs. We could bring her in here instead of worrying about removing. We could just block with her. And she's going to heal somebody, but give us more. But we'll have decreased accuracy up a little bit, but we don't really have any kind of defense. We have defense from our... No, we have resistance from our elemental affinity, but not enough. Not enough to try to resist our whole team being removed. These buffs being removed. Yeah, we'll pull her over there. Let's pull her in there. We'd have to time it, though. Kind of micromanage all this stuff. All right, we've already got Dane. Let's just throw Dane some gear. Or throw in another team and get to 9. Throw in another team and get to 9 really quick. Purple die saved up for next season? That's actually pretty good to get those epic heroes that are going to be nice epic heroes. If you don't want to spend all your gold dice on that banner, exclusive banner, and you want to save your gold dice so you can get some really cool heroes that you know that are good, it's not a bad idea. I mean, shields are back up pretty quick. All right, Dane already did his ultimate, which was way too early. Okay, let's get to 9. I mean, his shields aren't going to be... They're not going to be Garius type shields. They're 18,000 every 6.5 seconds. He'll cast it for 5 seconds. Somewhere around then. I mean, we might as well have the new artifact on. If we could have the new artifact, 6.5 every 10 seconds. We could get that down to 9 seconds. Kind of the same, but they'll be bigger. So it's not even worth using the hourglass, because instead of the hourglass right now, we could have bigger shields. We could use the new artifact, even though we don't have that skill haste. He's going to have it up longer, you know, bigger and longer. No reason to use the hourglass. You're still waiting on your 20 roll for the horn summons. I've never gotten a legendary from the horn summons in 3 seasons. Season 0, season 1, season 2, no legendary. Not happening. It's a myth. I see it. I see it pop up on my screen, but for me, it's not gonna happen. And I want Felicity from it. She'd be a cool one for me to have from it. You've gotten 2 from the horn? My God, man. Are you serious? Congrats. You've gotten 2 legendaries from the horn. That is insane. Oh, she's gonna die. She's gonna die. Get those shields up again. Come on, L. Stop slacking with those shields. Oh, the boss has decrease. Ooh, decrease attack up just then. Great. He has increased attack though. Ooh, she just healed herself. What luck. Oh, Dane's dead too? Okay. Well, his shields are interesting, but you know, for this boss, it's not the best. With this team, this is not the best. I didn't make like a real legit team. I was just trying to see if he could kind of shield us enough, but we don't even have any real heals. We've got Megan in here not really pulling off great heals, and that's it. So he's doing fairly well for what we're doing with him. No died 20. What's going on? I think I made the horn die loaded toward what? Yeah, for sure. It's not. It's weighted. The dice is weighted. The horn dice is absolutely weighted. It's not a normal. I mean, this is a gacha game, guys. You can't expect a daily summons to be just a normal 1 through 20. No. No way. That's not gonna happen. It is weighted to roll low. All the time, roll low. You probably have like a 0.5% or maybe even lower than a 0.5% chance to get a legendary from the horn. And everybody's blowing it every day, so eventually you start seeing, you know, somebody's gonna get it and you see it pop up on your screen. I mean, I feel like this is cheating with our boy in here, right? Why did I have it set up all weird like this?
One day, I shall stand in the sunlight.
Now with these two together, right? With shields like they're going to be hit the way that they're spaced out right now. They're both going to be hit. Decrease attack up on the Harpy and decrease accuracy. We don't need decrease accuracy on any of these guys. None of them. And we've got nobody doing damage right now. Let's bring Karth back in. Let's space this out better. He'll move forward. Move forward. Oh, that's right. We only get that's what the complaint was from me. Is we only get shields next to, that's what it was, next to Elminster. And this is where you can really see it affect it. Since we're not in Higher Fey, I can't go to Higher Fey and show you, but there's no shields being applied to my other teammates other than Karth and Elminster. Those are the only two getting the shield along with the control immunity. And spacing matters here. Spacing matters in Fae as well against those kind of enemies that we're worried about doing the cross-section attacks and the square attacks. We're worried about all of that. And unfortunately, Elminster just does not support the whole entire board. That's right. What's 100%? Once you take it to 100, I think the day after. Once everything's at 100, the day after, the new boss will unlock. Is that correct? I'm pretty sure. The new crab boss. Krabby Krabs. Mr. Krabs. Yeah, we definitely don't have. We could have kept Elminster in his attack set for this. Even if the buff is at 100%, I think for that day you can. I think that's why they do that for that whole entire day. Instead of midday, if everybody hit 100%, then it all cuts out. I think what happens is everything gets to 100%, and then for that total day till the next reset, you're still able to hit bosses. Everything is up. And then that way it's fair for everyone. And then at reset, it goes on to the new boss. Yeah, you're able to. Season 1, they had an issue with that to where it got to 100%. Nobody could attack anything anymore, and they fixed that. They did fix it. So if I wanted honestly, if I wanted Elminster and Fae to protect my whole entire team, they'd have to be this close. 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares. And then if I wanted him to protect my tank ever, he'd have to be way closer. But here, 2 squares. Okay, now he's gonna attack he's gonna protect everybody with shields, but the harpy is gonna hit him dead center and then hit all 4 of my people too. Watch. Yo, T Boogie, what's going on, buddy? T Boogie in the house with that sub. Appreciate the love, my man. How good is Elminster 1 to 10? I don't know. I feel like he's very limited because you have to have your people like this. Oh, he went out. He was going after the harpy was going after Megan because she's dead center. Whoops. She's like a tank position. 2 squares away. Is that still 2 squares? That's within his range, right? Yeah, even 2 that way. So could we set it up? Wait. If the harpy hits him dead center right now, we could always... Okay, we can actually set it up pretty good. Okay, this makes sense. So he's actually going to cover... He's going to cover everybody here. And the harpy's only going to do the ultimate on these 2 with Megan up at front right now. And then once the tank moves forward, still will only do it against the tank. And Elminster should be able to cover our back 4. Himself and the other... Is he? I can't tell because we got Adolphus in here. But he will. Yeah, he's covering them because you can see the control immunity too. Ardrith, I mean? Elminster's a 6, you think? I think he's a good support hero. Do you need him? Nah. Depends on your account. I don't think you need him. If you have a decent enough account, say you have all the epics out there, or at least all the good epics, you still don't need him, I don't believe. But he's a good option for fire because fire is pretty limited on the amount of decreased attack that they have. Plus, decreased attack with decreased accuracy, I believe, is strong. The shields are nice. The control immunity is cool. If we can really take advantage of it somewhere. Okay, so if he's protected, so those 3 would be hit by a diamond-shaped attack somewhere else. So with this position, say we went into arena, right? Arena with him in the dead center. No, because then if somebody had a diamond-shaped attack, they would just slap these 3 in the back, right? Boom, boom, boom. Or they could have slapped these 3 here on the side. So no matter how you put Elminster, even if my tank was like up like this. Two squares away. Yeah, it doesn't... Since he doesn't cover the whole board, you can't get away with it. He's just... You could cover himself and one other person here on the side. And then 2 away would be like that, but you're just going to get blown up. Adolphus is still better. Adolphus is better because he covers the whole board. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Elminster could be good if he covered the whole board, but unfortunately... Unfortunately, no matter how you spread your people out, from him being dead center, they're going to get yoinked. They're going to get hit by a... Here, they would get hit by these 3 would be hit, or these 3 would be hit. Whatever the AI is going to pick when you're fighting an arena, be slapped around. What's going on? You can just center him, and he can cover 2 rows in front for the tank. For the rest. Yeah, but it's not whether he can cover them. He can cover them, sure. But your team's going to get beat up. Like, if you go into Fae like this... Say your tank's going to move forward, though. But say you go into Fae like this. Your tank's going to move forward at least 1 square. Okay, now. Right? Like this, right? If they have a cross-section attack, they're going to hit Elminster and these 2, because it'd be 1, 3 whole row. Or they could hit Elminster, Megan, and your tank, which I guess wouldn't be that bad. Because your tank's going to be tanky, your healer over here is going to be pretty tanky, and Elminster, my Elminster's pretty tanky, right? We've got defense, defense, and then he's covering the back. Okay, so this would work, right? For going through Fae. Because they should focus on these 3. They'll focus on the, you know, the closest 3 for their attacks. But this bird does a weird diamond shape, you know. You finished Fae a month ago. I guess that'll work. Because then we can control what's going on in Fae. Sacred Dust, hello, hello. Do you need to do Fae with a fire team? No, not at all. I'm just trying to use a hero that we have, right? We're trying to just use a new hero that we've got. He's new. We want to see where we're going to use him, you know? Oh, he's got a diamond-shaped attack. Here we go. His second ability is going to do the diamond recharge speed penalty on us. And hit pretty... and hit pretty hard. This would be kind of like a Fae person. One of the people who have a diamond-shaped attack. But then we'd have to put Elminster right in the middle. Well, here we could do it a little differently. What do we have for fire? Carve? Oh, we had Adolphus in here too, though. I forgot what this guy looks like. We had a tank. Now we need another DPS. I don't know why we had Megan in here as well. Okay, she's a bit tanky. Let's put her in the front. Okay, so he's going to cover everyone.
I simply can't stand annoying screams for mercy. So I cut out their tongues.
And then this guy's going to do his attack on these 3. So that would be fine. Which would be the same way in Fae. And at least you get coverage to your whole... Well, he died quick. At least you'd have coverage to your whole entire team in Fae. And you'd also control the 3 that are being hit. But for this, we need heal block. He's okay. So what do you have to say about Elminster? Yeah, he's okay. I think he's going to be fun to pick up. Eventually, you're going to use him maybe somewhere. It all just depends on your account. Next season, we've got Fire and Radiant together. And if you don't have Rose, if you don't have Sagamir, who else are we going to use for decreased attack? Yeah, Wings, all the time, daily. Are you in my Discord? You're running Furbath, L, Sigrid for what? Season 1? What's up, Hell Spawner? To get his shields again, but with Elminster, shields nonstop. Yeah, it would be shields nonstop with 2 of these, right? Yeah, I consider him just a good support class. But you're on a new server. If you're on a new server, you're on season 1. You're on season 1. You're doing all the season 1 stuff. And with those heroes, yeah, definitely on season 1. Did he do his second ability? He did, because he was eating with his ultimate. So I guess this is pretty good coverage. Let's go see if there's anybody in arena right now. We can take this same team into arena. Flora, Totalnan, Erich, Ardrith, Garius for Vortex. Flora, Totalnan, Erich, Ardrith. Yeah. Yeah, I mean Vortex. Anybody who is Garius with a staff along with you're using Flora or along with Ardrith. Yeah, Ardrith. It's pretty much, I think, what everybody's going to use. Who are the good epics to build? We've got tons of good epics. If you go over here to my YouTube video, you can see all the way to transition from Season 1 to go into epic gear, legendary gear, how to tackle each of the dungeons you're going to face in Season 1, and all the heroes to use. But if you have Varesh, if you have Garius, if you have Furbath, Zarloth, those are like the top 4, right? Who else do we have? There's a lot of support ones that are amazing. Adolphus is actually the top 5. So, Varesh, Zarloth, Adolphus, Garius, Furbath, right? Then there's a ton that are amazing and top tier as well. For support, there are a few that are amazing for single target damage, depending on what your team is for you in Season 1. You're only missing Zarloth. I was missing Zarloth for a long time. And then there's a whole bunch of rares that'll get you through a lot of Season 1 content. But support like Thea here can do a lot for you. She's pretty sweet. I would focus on those other 5 though. Those to me are the top 5 that can get you through. And then there's other guys like this epic that can do some serious damage with the right team. On the Vortex boss, not going through like Fae Meander or something like that. Yo, Rex, what's happening? She's not in Season 1. She's in Season 2. This guy's just starting the game. And she wouldn't be top 5 to get you through content. Again, she's a single target damage dealer that you would use like Shaltar or you'd use like Total Nan to do damage. And at late game, you can do speed runs with them and not have to worry about support. But in the beginning, you're going to be using heroes that can get you past through, get you through content, right? Season 2 is totally different. Like Season 2, like we talked about earlier, it's pretty easy. How goes the Elminster testing? We didn't really test much. We tested him 2 days ago. There's already a 3-hour video out on my YouTube channel from us testing him 2 days ago. So we didn't do much. It all just comes down to Elminster placement And he is a support hero is how I would play him. I would never play him as a straight DPS hero. He's just not built like that. I'd play him as a support hero, and if you want to get a little additional damage out of him, you definitely can. Where's he going to be good for? Dungeons, Fae, Pillar. And for PvP, you could put him on a team. Like, what are your favorite fire... We don't have to go fire, but what are your favorite PvP team comps? The problem with this is once we place him in PvP, he will... Your front line's eventually going to move forward, and I'm pretty sure they're going to nuke your back line because he doesn't do the whole entire board like Adolphus. So I'm pretty sure...
Time to get to work.
He's going to smack your team. They're going to smack your team with their AoE abilities. Say we bring in... Who is geared? Who do we have geared? Did Garius have gear on him? We'll just make a 5-team bonus. Just because we had a 5-team bonus earlier. So if he's running around and she's running up, you would... These three are going to be attacked. But once they kind of fall out of formation... Who was the other one we had? Adolphus? Accuracy of 61. It's not going to be enough. Okay, so they could attack. They're going to attack these three with their cross section, right? And they're 3x3. They're going to move forward. So it's... I don't think so. I think right when they move forward, they're going to attack R3 in the back. That's the problem. Because we can't set them up like Adolphus. Oh, nobody's got gear on because they don't carry the gear over to this. Shit, man. I want to change all that gear. Yeah, for sure. Oh, they might do 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, they're going to hit these three in the front. Now, did he cover? He only covered... this one was too far away. He only covered the two on his right and right in front of him. But it is on the battle skill, so it goes up pretty quick. As far as like waiting for Adolphus to do his shields in arena... This one's too far away. It has to be this close to him. They're going to get smacked. These guys are eventually going to run forward, and then these three right here are going to get smacked. Or one of them is going to die, and those three in the back are going to get smacked. Yeah, she jumped. Well, you know what I'm saying. I think he could be fun. You just have to set it up properly because you know you're going to get pretty nice shields. You're going to get like 24,000 shields right away plus control immunity, which you're going to make a team around that, right? You're going to make a team that you know you're going up against something that's got some kind of control immunity that you want to block and it's going to pop off pretty quick, and you want shields up to absorb damage pretty fast. So 5 seconds is going to fire off here. You get shields up. Control immunity up to block, like maybe her pulling somebody in. She's on a 9 seconds. Or somebody else doing something. It'll work. You finally got a dupe legendary for your first time, Witch's Remains? Did you really? Congrats, man. When he releases. I don't know if it's going to be when he releases. I have no idea. And the two I would get out of that would always be Garius would be number 1. And if you have Garius, I would pick up Varesh, because I don't see Garius and Varesh ever being a bad combination in anything you play going into new seasons. Even though they're not going to be together in season 3, I could still play Garius and Varesh for anything in Venom, Curse, Ancient Battlefield, Phoenix, all of them. We don't necessarily need Varesh and Grave of Rot, but I could use them in all the dungeons, and I could use that duo in any, like for a long time in Fae, you put Varesh in a stun set, going through story mode, anything with Varesh, stun set, Witch's Remains, decrease defense up on everyone, block buffs up on everyone, and then Garius covering your team and whatever else you want to throw in there. They're much stronger this team because they're together, this season because they're together, but any season will be fine. Those two to me are kind of the two easiest, I feel like, are the two most important to have together. The chest is definitely coming out. They said that it was coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but they said it was. World Pets? That would be cool. Did they help us fight, Nupkins? That'd be sweet if they had some kind of new gimmick like that. I'd be all about it. Sadly, I think next season is going to be exactly what we have right now. I think next season we're just going to zone in, have a small little thing like this, possibly. Then we'll have these, which I really enjoy these. I enjoy going into those areas and fighting these group of bosses to where we have some kind of advantage that we have to pick. They have the disadvantage roll, or their advantage roll that we can re-roll. I enjoy that. I kind of want more of this. I want harder ones of these. Like, they were kind of challenging as we were coming up, but then they fell off once we got too strong, and then they stopped. We didn't have any more. I would like to have more of those throughout the season, like hard ones that we don't complete until kind of the end of the season, or that we're really working on for a while. Something like harder, just like phase really hard at the hard floors, 150 through 180. It'd be kind of hard. It'd be kind of fun to have some difficult ones, but they got easy to me too quickly. You on now? I'm on very hell mode 3 something, but I farm hard at the very end of hard. I farm the very last chapter of hard when I farm through there. I don't think they're going to make new dungeon bosses. I don't think that they want to make new dungeon bosses. And I think it's too difficult to make new dungeon bosses every 3 months. It's far too difficult. I was trying to think of where I could jump over to. What they want to do is, I think, create, and what they should kind of focus on is creating more competition between players. They keep all this easy to where we tear through it like we tear through it right now, and then the focus shifts to complete competition with other players. We're looking at leaderboards all the time. We're trying to formulate ways to stay on top of the leaderboard, but maybe in a way to where we're not fighting against... they kind of already do that with the Chief Challenges. In a way that where we're not fighting against that player in PvP, to where we're doing something PvE focused, but we're already doing that with Chief Challenges. I think they need to do something that's more involved with things like Chief Challenges, but not the Chief Challenges. We'll have those, but I'm tired of fighting Chief Challenges. Like, I don't want to fight Chief Challenges for a full month, fight them again for the end of the season, and then that's it, and they build on that. I think they need to build something separately that we do as well as the Chief Challenges. Like, while we're focusing on the Chief Challenges, we've got that done. The first month, we focus on those, and we're like, okay, all these teams will work for the Chief Challenges, which are basically every team that we've already done for Season 1 works on Season 2. The Chief Challenges really don't change that much because it's only if the boss has some weird mechanic it'll change. If the boss just has like a 3x3 attack or a cross-section attack, and they're just like a regular boss that we tank and we worry about where those go, easy, right? Lucinia was a little bit different because then we'd make a team far away from her. Tolwar was a little bit different because of the way he would provoke, which I think that was really bad because it just emphasized how bad melee heroes are for us to play. So with Tolwar being in there, it just kind of nullified so many dauntless heroes that we just couldn't use. It was a really bad example. Better? Yeah, a little bit. I slept for 9 hours last night, which I never sleep. But I slept for 9 hours, so getting there. I hope so. Let me save this gear set so I can take this gear set into PvP. I don't have any other gear sets that I know that are like... I have saved ones, but I just don't know what they are. 30? Oh, yeah, we could save some more. Let me just put tank.
The best solution to fear is knowledge. I say, dragon is what ye fear. In that case, escape would be thy best hope.
Who else do we have here? Adolphus? I don't really want to play him over there, though.
You'll get used to it eventually. Got a big job coming up. Want to join me?
What am I clicking on? Who else do we have? Carr and then Elminster. We got a tank one in there. We had him in there. Megan. All support stuff. All support. Okay, we should be able to make something pretty easy now. Yeah, they made it hard on themselves, right? What are you going to do if everything changes every 3 months? You can't do that. There's no company out there that can make a totally different game every 3 months. Nobody can program that fast. Nobody, even if they had it months and months in advance, they just can't keep up with that rotation. There's no way every 3 months you're going to have new dungeons, new bosses. It's just not going to happen. At all. It's too much. One new boss? Okay. Like we got that new boss this season that we didn't even get to. I mean, has anybody ever done anything with this boss to where you've actually had to focus or worry about what's going on with it since it was so easy? Like I never even did a guide on this boss because this boss, I would just throw in anything and it would die. And it was a really cool boss. But it only went up to level 160. The boss is dumb, like easy dumb, or was it difficult? But raid adds a new boss every 3 to 6 months. I mean, I'm with you. People were always complaining that, no, people's argument, people's counter argument to us talking about seasons aren't good was that they would get new content every season. That was their thing. And then I would always come back and say, well, all the other games give you new content too every 3 to 6 months. No problem. And they would be like, oh, but seasonal games are much better. They give you way more content. I'm like, okay, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same amount of content we get from regular games as well, except we just don't have the reset mechanic, right? But they assured me, all the season lovers were like, no, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Seasons are going to be amazing. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do it one every season. Now, they could do a boss just like we saw every season like this, but if you're going to do a boss like this every season, make it have meaning. A weekly boss, I don't care about. Like the weekly boss, we go in there, we beat it down, but make it have meaning. Make it a boss that we fight at the end of the season, but we fight it more often. We fight it sooner and for a longer period of time. The dragon was cool. I thought the dragon was really cool at the end of season 1 that we fought. We only needed 6 teams. We didn't have to go crazy with a whole bunch of additional teams. The dragon got stronger over time, except I got to fight that dragon for 5 days. That was it. 4 or 5 days. So I think that if they come out with a new boss, like they did with this crab boss, let us fight it for a whole month. Let us really worry about leveling up heroes for it. Let us come up with different team comps and all that kind of stuff and do videos for it. Yeah. If you're going to put all the effort into making it, let us play it, right? Let us enjoy it. Nupkin said, I'm not digging seasons. I don't know of anybody who really And I feel like it's because the seasons just aren't tuned yet to be great, right? They're just not where they could be. So that's why we're not really enjoying it much. But are they trying to do, like, are they trying to change it? I have no idea.
One day, I shall stand in the sunlight. Never underestimate the power of kindness.
Let's see.
Of course, that of a firebolt.
That's not right. Oh, that is right. Okay, that's what we had on. That's right. And then I think we had skill haste. Something with skill haste on it right here. I think a big hit in the skill haste. 12? 16? I thought we had one with a huge amount of skill haste.
Never underestimate.
All right, what's he looking at for his battle skill? 4.5 seconds? That's pretty quick. Decently fast, I guess.
Pirates don't speak of the past. Only the future matters. Pirates don't speak of the past.
So our loss got gear.
I simply can't stand annoying screams for mercy. So I cut out their
Now this will only work if I have 2 tanks that are going to stay in front though. She's going to pull somebody in. Unless Elminster blocks that pull in control. Let's see if he blocks it. I don't know if he's going to have control up when she tries to pull somebody over though. Probably not, right? Oh, I just took some gear off of somebody else. Oh, 8, jeez.
I'd love
Where's the stun set? That's a healing set. Why does he have a healing set right here? Anybody with stun set? Okay then. So we can't put Zarloth further over, otherwise he won't be covered right here by the shields and the control immunity. Now she didn't get to suck somebody in because we did block it. We blocked her control of her trying to yank somebody from our back line. Because she got to her ultimate and we didn't see anybody get webbed in. So he did block that. mean, these teams aren't even geared though. They've got no gear. 50k channel points, but nothing to spend them on. Cough. What do you spend channel points on? I don't see Asmon Gold doing channel points or Summit or anything. But like I said earlier, progress faster. Without any break. Yeah. Hellspawner. They need to do the double drop rate of legendary gear at like day 15 for sure. Day 15 for sure. I mean, it's not like I have a real serious team, but these teams aren't even... These teams don't even have gear on them. None of them. Man. Hopefully developers more... Yeah, the graphics and the look of the game, of this game, Dragonheir, looks fantastic. Absolutely. Best looking game that I've seen. Better than Raid, better than Watcher of Realms. Watcher of Realms has some really good graphics as far as looking at your character models. Like, they look really sweet. But then when you go into the play of it, it doesn't look like this. But Watchers does have nice character models from the character screen, you know, like looking at your guy, the paper doll part. Press ups or something. Hydrate. Do some push-ups. Man, I was killing some push-ups yesterday. Even though I was sick, I was killing push-ups, sit-ups, biceps, and shoulders yesterday inside my house. And if I'm not feeling too bad later on, I'll do it again today to get back into things. Because the weather's getting nicer, you know? The weather's getting warmer. I can't be wearing these long sleeve shirts anymore. I gotta start wearing short sleeve shirts or tank tops and stuff. Gotta tighten up. Tighten up enough to maybe start hitting the gym. Work vertically or just horizontally? It works in a square around him, but it's not the whole entire board. It's like almost the whole entire board, but not quite. It's 2 squares in every direction away from him. So if I take Zarloth and put him over here, it won't be covered. He won't get a shield and he won't get the control immunity. So I have to bring him in this close. That's as far away as you can get. Like this would be as far away as you could get from him. Wait. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, this would be it. So those 2 in the back are still covered, but it leaves you open to be hit by the cross-section attack. So it could be 1, 3 whole row, and these 3 could be hit. If those are the optimal 3, like if these 3 aren't together, when she bounces out there, if they have an AoE ability like that, which these guys don't have. These guys are trash. Gets his ultimate board wide? No. His inspiration is not good. His inspirations aren't worth going for. I'd much rather have a different legendary hero than worry about his inspirations. Does Mithracy do that, where she goes to a whole board wide? Really? I wish he had that. Yeah, that'd be nice. Just doing some casual when you go in the kitchen? Yeah, just anytime. If you're a person that likes to watch TV during a commercial, if you have commercials or during an episode, just hit down, man. Do those push-ups. Hit that ab roller, do those push-ups, you know, do something to just work your body a little bit, and it'll make a difference. It'll really make a difference over time. With our battle skill. Yeah, I know our battle skill does the board wide heal, and it's kind of the same. It's the same as him, right? Very similar, right? And it's on her first inspiration. I don't have an additional copy of her, but if I ever do get one, I might have to inspire mine. Just make him like Adolphus. I'm with you. I am totally with you. Make him board wide. I know. It needs to be just like the whole entire board. That way you can put him in the corner, right? If he's the whole entire board, versus doing this right here to where we have to worry about once things get out of whack, these 3 are going to be hit, and those are our fragile 3. If he's board wide, you could set it up like, you know, something like this, right? Melee goes out, melee goes out. These two are the ones that are going to be hit by a 3x3 cross section, anything. It won't be these two unless these two get too far away from each other. It will always be the first two that they can reach. And these will be safe in the back. He'll do board wide heals to shield it. Well, board wide shields, right? Protect us with that battle skill. It would be great. But yeah, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They want us to do like this with him or something. I guess that's why his inspirations are all about defensive stuff. Being crit less, giving him more HP, giving him some HP when he drops below like 60% HP over time, that kind of stuff. With her battle skill. Yeah, but I do put her in harm's way, and I have a really high resistance too when I put her in harm's way. But I actually put her in harm's way, and I don't worry about it because I have her at super high resistance, really, really tanky, and I'll put her right behind my tank when I play her in arena, and I've got no issues with that because she resists everything. Even if she gets hit by one of those abilities, it's not a big deal. She's still always usually like the last person alive. And I've got no problem with that. I know you're here. What do you say? Make Elminster Adolphus full board. Come on, man. They're not here. What are you talking about? They're busy doing other stuff. Yeah, I think that would be the only change that I would do with him, and then I would consider him very strong. I mean, could you imagine if he was board wide? If he was board wide, we would we'd have a really cool hero. We could set it up just like this, and we could do that anywhere we go. We could set it up like that, and we'd have no problems with anything in Harpy. We'd have no issues with Fae. We'd have no issues anywhere we set him up. I'll ask. I'll ask today and see what they say. See what they say about it. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. We've been on for 2 hours. We're going to do 2 hours tomorrow. We're going to be doing 2 hours every day because I'm contractually obligated to do 2 hours every single day till the end of the month. But in 2 days from now, we're going to have a lot of fun because not only will we jump on, we'll be jumping on my main account. We'll be jumping on my main account in 2 days to summon for Elminster, get his artifact, and then use him in my account to try to go up from like my 160 floors of Fae up higher to see if he can help us out there. And then we're going to see where that positioning really is going to make a difference, right? Since he can't do whole board, it's going to make a huge difference, I think, in those higher levels of Fae. And in competitive arena, I think it's going to make a pretty big difference there as well. Just depending on your team. But I think when we use him in arena, we're going to use him for that exact situation to where we're worried about being crowd controlled right away. Maybe from Zarloff's second ability or something like that. You know, something that maybe they're super fast and you want to make sure that you don't get crowd controlled. We'll use them there with some shields to get those shields up to, you know, negate some of that damage. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, him not being board wide is very, it's not cool. Is he worth pulling? I don't know. I'll do a video today. I'll do a video on my thoughts on it today. I think he's worth pulling. I do think he's worth pulling. He's worth having. I think his kit overall is pretty interesting. Not as a damage dealer, as full support. Decrease attack, decrease accuracy, shields, and then block control. I think it's all really good, especially for fire. But if you want fire AoE damage, we've got burns, and if you want fire single target, we've got wild. He's not a damage dealer. If you have Flora get him, what are you going to use him with Flora? Flora needs people to proc wild, right? For decrease attack, decrease accuracy, if you have Flora get him, what do you mean? I think the artifact is really good, but I also think the tiara is so good that getting 30 more enlightenment along with 10% additional shields and the shield lasting 30% longer is of course an upgrade, yes. But I don't know if you have the tiara, if it's really that huge of a difference. I do think it's great. He does boost enlightenment. Yeah, he does. But you're just going to put him in there just to boost enlightenment? That's it? 30% longer is only 3 seconds. Yeah, I know what 30% is. 30% of 10 seconds. It's 3 seconds longer, yeah. Not that great of an artifact. I think the artifact's exceptionally well. I think the tiara is exceptionally well. Isn't there anybody else you could use, Sebastian, to get 30% additional and maybe do something better? I don't think his damage isn't going to be there. This is a free-to-play hero. You still got to summon 20 dice. We did some calculations, and for what we've seen, if you don't get any from doing the event, from running around with him, you're going to have to summon 20 dice. I guess we should do a video on, is he accessible as free-to-play today on YouTube? And then, okay, free-to-play Elminster. My thoughts on him. Okay, we'll do that today for videos. Yeah, the 5-second one would go to 6.5 seconds. That is correct. Which I think is pretty cool because 6.5 seconds every, say, 9 seconds, if you've got some skill haste on them, is pretty often. I mean, that's pretty good coverage with shields. If you have Adolphus in there, it's going to be even crazier because you're going to get so much healing from Adolphus. If you time them, well, you can't really time him. He's on a battle skill. But when Adolphus heals, there's going to be some shields up. It's going to be massive healing from Adolphus with him. Plus, then you've got decreased attack from Elminster, decreased accuracy for any boss you need to fight. Those two together, any boss you need to fight, you've got your healing, you've got your shielding, you've got your decreased attack, decreased accuracy. Only other thing you would need if your guys weren't fast enough would be like a slow speed or knock back the ultimate gauge. If you needed to stay in tune with the boss and those two weren't fast enough. But with Elminster having skill haste gear on him, you'll be at 18 seconds on the ultimate. A couple skill haste hits on the runes and you're set to go, you know? With good gear, I bet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how low. It takes a lot. I think it takes us, what's it take? Like 69 skill haste to get something down from 20 seconds to 18 seconds? What was it? Yeah, he's got 64 on him right now, and that gets us to 17.9. So right now, we could be in rotation with any boss we need to. Any dungeon boss that's at 18 seconds. Not all have to be at 18 seconds, but a lot of them are. So right now, he's in tune with just what he has on him right now at 64. And that takes his battle skill to 9 seconds. 6. If we have his artifact on, that's 6.5 every 9 seconds. That's pretty damn good for shields. And then you've got Adolphus in there, and you don't need any other healers. That's it. You got 2 shielders that do massive heals with Adolphus, and I think you're going to be fine. And then you've got decreased attack to stay with any boss that you want, decreased accuracy, and then we've got shields and control. Now, how's that going to benefit us going through? I mean, I guess that's all we need, but it's so weird because do we really need that? Any team can beat all the dungeons. They're so easy. Like, where do we need it? Like, where do we really need it? I think it's best for anybody who has a limited account. 100% uptime. We tried the hourglass. It wasn't at 100% uptime. It was close, but it wasn't at 100%. But even still, 100% uptime would not be as good with the hourglass because there's no reason to have that, right? With the hourglass, we were getting the uptime, but the shields were much smaller. You could put the artifact on him and get that 1.5 second longer, but you'd have much bigger shields. Kind of equates to the same thing because then you're down to 9 seconds, 6.5. It's about the same. I don't know if I'd want to waste the hourglass on him. You can. We were playing it with that, but I just think it's like, where though? Like, whenever I have these heroes, I'm thinking, where am I going to use it? If I'm free to play or a low spender and I don't have a lot of options, yes, absolutely, I would use it. If you're somebody that's got a pretty good account that has almost all the epics, definitely all the top tier epics, a couple legendaries, stuff should not be hard still to beat. It's all pretty easy. So I'm thinking, like, where? I didn't use Driss this season, not really. Where am I going to use Elminster next season? Maybe I'll use them in the beginning, but once we get strong enough and get that double drop rate on legendary gear, you make teams that are so strong that basically do speed runs through all the dungeons. I don't need them anymore. I could use them in Pillar. I mean, Pillar is the only place where you're really, like, you've got to use Fire. You've got to use whatever Fire is with for that season. Fire and Radiant for season 3, right? So I've got to use Fire and Radiant. Okay, there I'll probably use them because I'm forced to do that. I want that decreased attack. I'll want the shields to go along with whatever else I do. So that is where I'll use them. he's a weakened Adolphus. Well, he's a different version of Adolphus. I do agree he should hit the whole entire board. And then we'd have easier uses for him, like better uses for him. So, I don't know. He's almost a free hero. You don't have to summon that many gold dice. So I think that's pretty good, right? If you guys aren't playing Dragonheir Silent Gods, look at the banner down below. Download the game. Come and join us. Join us on Discord down below as well, so you can talk to all of us and play the game together. I'm just a little disappointed. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what we should expect from these kind of heroes. We were really happy with Ardrith. Ardrith is a cool hero that we can do some combinations with. I just don't know what we should expect. I would have really liked him to have been 2 different elements. I would have liked him to have been fire and then whatever else he goes with lore-wise. I don't know what he goes with lore-wise, but if he was fire and ice or fire and lightning and we could switch between the two and he had a different kit, that would be way more exciting because we'd be looking at this fire kit going, okay, this fire kit is actually pretty cool because he can also switch over to this lightning kit, and that lightning kit is also pretty cool. Not busted. Neither one of them are busted. They're just like they are right here, but we'd be like, man, that's pretty cool. He's got 2 different elements we can switch between. That would have been exciting, I think, for these kind of heroes. For once a season legendary hero. I think the game's ready for that. I think once a season having a hero that has 2 different elements would make things pretty cool. So, I don't know. All right, guys. I'll be on tomorrow, same time. I'll see you